A Calgary man is fighting back after a $125,000 winning 50-50 draw ticket that he purchased was declared worthless. Curtis Geiger learned earlier this week that a ticket that he bought at the Calgary Stampede back in July was actually a winner. Now, he immediately emailed the organization, but he didn't get the response that he was looking for. The email said his 48-hour window to claim that prize had expired. In a statement to CBC News, the Calgary Stampede acknowledged the disappointing situation, but said the 48-hour claim period was outlined in publicly available rules. Geiger says that he isn't satisfied with that response, and he's looking to pursue legal recourse. So now we're going to hear from the man himself. I want to bring in Curtis Geiger, that winner of the $125,000 ticket that, can't be claimed, joining us from Calgary. Curtis, thanks for your time.
Hi, Sarah.
Okay, so you found out on Monday that this was actually a winning ticket. When did you buy this ticket? The Stampede's been over for a little bit now.
Yeah, I bought the ticket on July 11th in the afternoon. I was there with some friends from out of town. Purchased a ticket at the rodeo. The following day, I was on a trip to Greece that I've been planning for quite some time. It's a trip that I've been always wanting to go on, and I went to Greece for a few weeks. And when I came back, I was at work, and this week on Monday, I was going through some expense accounts for my work, and I had my ticket in my wallet, and I pulled it out, and I scanned a QR code, and it took me to the site, and that's where I scrolled down. I looked at the process to claim, the process claim, how to go through it all, and I scrolled down, and I looked at the July 11th draw, and I was looking at the numbers, and I compared it to my ticket, and lo and behold, the numbers matched. So I was pretty excited. So I couldn't believe it, actually.
Wow.
So I brought in a couple coworkers to verify that for me. So,
can you talk to me about that moment? What went through your mind when you thought, you were $125,000 richer?
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. I've never really won anything that big before. I've played the lotteries many times over the years and never come close. So it was the high that I had. It was going back to like when my kids were born. So that experience and that overjoy it's hard to put into words until you actually have it happen to you.
Okay, now I got to ask you about the low. When you realized or you were told that the window to claim that prize was only, 2 days, 48 hours, and of course you'd been in Greece, you couldn't have made that claim, and you hadn't checked before you got on that plane. What went through your mind?
Well, it's the ultimate low that you can have, right? So, I sent the email off in the afternoon, and by the time I got home later on after 5 o'clock, I received the disappointing email back from the gentleman from the Stampede, and yeah, it's your heart drops. It's hard to put into words until it actually happens to you, but that ultimate low is I couldn't sleep for the last couple of days. I think last night was the first time I actually got to sleep a little bit, because it's a lot weighing on your mind, a lot of things going through your head.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. $125,000 is probably a lot of viewers who are thinking, oh, what would I do with that money? And I'm guessing in the time that you thought that you had that money, you were thinking a lot of things. What would you have spent it on?
Yeah, you try not to think through that, because sometimes it's too good to be true. But I've just moved to Calgary a couple of years ago, and I'm still renting, and I was looking forward to buying a home at the end of the year or early next year. And I thought this would be a great down payment for the house. I'm sure my financial person would also like me to benefit by putting it into my pension. But then I also have kids, and I have an 85-year-old mom that I really wanted to take on a trip.
Curtis, this was a 50-50 draw. So the pot, half of it goes to, the Stampede, a nonprofit, and the other half goes to the winner. So I'm assuming at the moment, the 100% of it has gone to that nonprofit. Are you leaving things as they are, or what's your plan moving forward here?
No, so I retained a lawyer this morning. So I'm with the Baker Law Firm, and Roger's gone through all the situations and explained to me that we have a very good case. So we decided I'm going to move forward.
And what is that case? The fact that it said you may claim within 48 hours?
Yeah, it's hard to get into some of the details, because I'm not allowed to really speak on everything from there. But basically, the ambiguity of everything that's on there, the ticket itself mentions nothing on when you need to claim it. All of those combined together is very confusing, I think, for the consumer, the buyer of the ticket.
Okay, Curtis, well, there's a lot of people who play the lottery who are going to be following your story very closely. Curtis Geiger, thank you for your time and good luck.
Thank you for having me on your program.